Hey, what's up, social media family? Hope everybody's having a really good day. Yesterday, we released a video called Cutting Ties. I had a lot of people message me. A lot of people, and they were asking a lot of questions, a lot of different things. And so I wanted to jump on here today. And was going to do a part two to this to kind of explain some of this because there's so many people that are right on the edge of their big breakthrough that they've been waiting for, believing for, standing on prophetic word, standing on faith. And a lot of people messaged me and they said, man, you have no idea how timely that word was. We really leaned in, prayed about this word, and the Lord showed us one person who had like a hook in our ear, or had like their voice was divisive against us. It was holding us back. A lot of times people that love you do that, and they don't mean it bad. They're simply scared. And they're afraid that if you elevate and they don't, you'll leave them. We love people, okay? And so you really have to understand a word like that. Some people, they get a machete and they want to cut everybody off. No. We're called to love the world, win the world, teach the world. As believers, we are called to equip the saints, okay? But in your elevation time, your excelling, you got to watch who is in the process with you, okay? Think of it like this. Let's say you got some friends and y'all like going to the movies together. Y'all like playing pickleball. I ain't never played no pickleball, but play pickleball together, whatever. Go to church together, but you don't go to work together. Sometimes you work on what you're called to do, but the people that you work with may not be the people you hang out with. It's the same way when you're moving forward in what God has called you. Because, over the last few months, I've been releasing words on build, build, build. God is saying build. I've been listening to other ministries. They're saying the same thing. We got a 4 to 5 year window to build, okay? And so this morning I woke up, and when I was waking up, I had a vision, clear vision, very clear. And it goes along with what I shared yesterday on Cutting Ties. But it was almost like I saw an angel with, it looked kind of like a machete, and it was just going by, and there were these huge sandbags with ropes tied around them. That's kind of all I could see. And this angel just went by and just cut all these ties. And then I looked up and I saw people just elevating, okay? Elevating. And some of them even turned around and they were like yelling like, oh my gosh, because there was a separation. It's okay. It's okay. Here's what people do not understand. People cry out in prayer, God, use me. God, do whatever it takes. And God says, okay, great. I'm glad you're my willing servant. Let's do something. And God starts separating you from people. And they're like, God, why is this person, separating from me? He said, wait a minute. I thought you wanted to move into your calling. These people were holding you back. I thought you said you wanted to elevate. Sometimes God will cut ties, and it's a good thing. When you pray, understand your prayers are powerful. When you pray, things are going to happen. Okay? Things are going to happen. Not the way you think they're going to happen. The other day we were going on a trip to Dallas, and when I come out of my driveway, I hook a left, go down about 1.5 miles, it cuts me across, puts me on the interstate. We got to the end of our neighborhood, and the little lady on the phone said, take a right. My wife said, well, take a right. So I said, we're going to drive the back roads a third of the way. That makes no sense, down the little country roads. Beautiful scenery, though. We started going down, and we found out later the main part of interstate was down to one lane. They were going about 15 miles an hour for about 75 miles. It was like there had been a wreck or something, and it was one lane that was moving fast, and then part of it was really slow because of a congestion, because of a wreck. And there was a point where they're moving like literally 15, 20 miles an hour for a long stretch. because all of this stuff was happening. That saved us a lot of time. When you get ready to hit a destination, God will send you on paths you didn't know, and not everybody you think will go with you. I remember years ago we were part of a ministry, and this ministry was growing. It was going fast. It was exploding. It was building. My wife and I were leading this young adult movement, and we had all of our leaders at our house. We had about 30 young adult leaders at our house talking about how fast things were growing and building, equipping, and training. And then this one guy, he wasn't real happy in the meeting. I said, "Bro, what's up, man? You've been with me for years." He said, "Man, I really don't think I'm a part of the advancement." And I said, "Well, what's up?" He said, "I don't know. I'm not excited like I used to be about it." Holy Spirit spoke to him. He was a part of your beginning. I did this guy's wedding. But he wasn't part of the bigger picture moving down the road. Great guy, phenomenal business guy, but we cut ties on that lead. We're still friends to this day. In fact, he came over to my house not long ago. Had a cup of coffee together in the backyard. But he's not running with me in ministry anymore. It was a season that the ties were cut, and that's okay. Okay, you can still be friends if somebody doesn't work for you at your business. You can still be friends if someone's not going to church with you. You can still be friends, but with what you're building, they may not be connected. Your mom and your dad, they your mom and your dad, but they may not be the person you talk to about investments. That may not be the person that you talk to about. Let me tell you one of the things about my dad. Like when I would talk to my dad about something, he'd go, "Son, I don't know anything about that. You need to go talk to this person." He never tried to act like he knew everything. Now, if you want to talk about the cattle business and running multiple businesses, and I mean, my dad was your man. But if you ask him about something he didn't know, he would say, "Hey, I don't know anything about that. You need to go talk to this person or that person, or he'd help me find the person." And so what you got to understand is people in your life aren't a part of your life for everything. You got to learn how to cut ties. And when you can't cut ties, God will help you. That's what that vision I had. It's kind of a dream vision. You ever had that? You're starting to wake up and you're seeing, so it's kind of a dream, kind of a vision. But it's like an angel going by just cutting ties. Which means people were elevating. And something that I said yesterday that resonated with me is I can't tell you how many times I've seen people, a group of people, have one or two people in a group that doesn't want to elevate, so everybody, caters to their weakness, versus the ones that aren't moving, they should move up. I've seen people cut ties, and because they cut ties, it makes people come back up. God has given me a calling. God has given me dreams, destiny, and a lot of ministry to do. My wife and I love everybody. But if you're not willing to be a part of the moving forward process, we're kind. We're friends with you. But when we have our vision meetings, you probably won't be invited. People get their feelings hurt like that. If you ever go to a track meet, let's say in high school, they have let's say 5 heats of the 100-yard dash, but the old tracks had 6 lanes. The new ones have 8. So you can only take 8 people back to the finals, but there's 40 people in the preliminaries. I'm sorry if you're not. You didn't make the 8. Okay? You were cut. You got to understand that we're in a season that it is necessary for you to cut ties with some people to move forward. In our mentoring, I was talking to a gentleman the other day. He's got I call it a heck $1 million business. Heck, he don't even know how big it is. And he was talking about, he's now got 12 salespeople. I said, "Oh, you got the 12 disciples." He said, "Oh, no, they ain't all disciples yet." But he got 12 people. And so he said, "I got these 12 salespeople, and 4 of my 12 bring in 80% of my sales. I'm working with these other 8 to get up to where these other ones are. I said, no, 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 no. 12 people, 4 are 80%. I would put all my effort on the 4, not the 8. The 8 people are giving you 20%. The 4 people are giving you 80. Forget about the 8. In fact, you'd be better off firing the 8 and put all your effort into the 4. He said, well, I might need to cut ties with some people. Worked around. I think he ended up keeping 8. He kept the middle 4 basically, and they kind of started moving up because the dead weight to the business, they weren't moving forward, but the middle one started gravitating towards the top 4. Man, in like 2 months, his business is up 125%, 140%, 1 month, 2 months, because of that one little cutting ties. Sometimes when, 1 or 2 of the weak things fall off, it makes everybody else stronger. Okay? If you've ever ridden in a hot air balloon, they start putting those sandbags off, you start going up. A lot of times people are praying, God, please, God, elevate me, move me forward, help me advance. And God's like, I've done a lot. Your associations is what's holding you back. Okay? So hopefully that clarifies. Some people wanted me to do a little more teaching on this, a little more training on this. I've heard people say, look at the 3 people you hang out with the most, and that's kind of a sum average of who you are. Some people say 5 people. But if you really look at the 3 people that you hang out with the most, your incomes are usually not that far apart because your conversations aren't that far apart because the way you think changes everything. I hear stuff like that, and I looked at it and I said, all right, God, let's think. I got 2 friends I talk to on the phone a lot. I talking to these guys about financial stuff, and I got 2 guys locally I talk to, and I looked at where they're at financially, and I said, we're not that far off. Okay? Also, if you're the smartest person in your circle, kick your ego to the curb and get in a different room. Okay? Spiritually, I want to be around people who have ministries a lot bigger than me. They've written more books than me. They do more than I'm doing. Because I want to be greater. I want to do more. I want to advance more. Okay? Autumn and I have been married for 24 years. I want to talk to some people who's been married for 30 years. I want to talk to some people who've been married for 35 years, happily. My kids are 19, 18, 12. I want to talk to some people who have kids in their 30s and mid-20s that are great kids. I want to be a better parent. Okay? You hang out with people whose kids, kids aren't that good. I don't need to hang out with them when it comes to my parenting. Okay? You got to think up. All right? So hopefully this video helped you on cutting ties. All right? Love you guys. And hey, the last 2 months of 2024 are going to be very, very good. All right? Love you guys.